we're reading from the Message version, if you have it on your phone, all right? Yes, watch this.
Remember, a stingy planter gets a stingy crop.
Stop. Now, while we jumped into the stingy part, what do you think remember means?
Keep in mind.
Now, if you're a note taker, 3 things happen with remember. Number 1, you've got to get the thing in your mind. When you get a thing in your mind, it's in a place of understanding. All right? So now, that's why we're going over this over and over, because number 1, I need you to get it in your mind. I need you to understand what the giving principles are. All right? So number 1, get an understanding, get it in your mind. Number 2, you have to put it in a storage place. You need to know where the storage place is, Darren, because number 3, I'm going to use this as a reference. Now, I'm trying to explain something to Dana. She's never seen it or experienced it. So now, I got to find something that will reference something that she's already familiar with and has it stored. But it's got to be in a place where when I try to make this connection, she knows where to go right in her mind to this storage area. Oh, okay, well, yeah. Oh, okay, I know exactly what you're talking about. But if she hasn't put it in a place familiar, you just talking and they're going, I don't know what you're talking about. Because it's up there, but where? So number 1, get it in your mind. Number 2, put it in a familiar storage place. So I can use this as a reference point. When you eat a strange foreign meat, what do they tell you it tastes like?
Chicken or fish. Or pork.
And most of the time, that's a lie. Because the only thing that tastes like chicken is chicken. They say that, Jamie, because most people have tasted chicken. It's in your, and the taste of it is in a familiar storage place. So when I want you to try something, it's like, it tastes just like chicken. Well, I know what chicken tastes like. Most folk enjoy chicken. And so you taste this foreign meat only to discover. So on your reference point, as you taste this, it's not chicken. So now watch this. So when he says, so now when we read verse 6, this isn't just something we read, Dorothy.
Right.
He starts the verse off in the Message with remember. So now before I go any further, okay, this is something pretty serious. So I need to make sure I get this principle. I need to store it in a familiar place. Because see, later on, I'm going to have to use this as a cross-reference point. All right? What am I supposed to be remembering? Because now we ain't talking about poor now.
Right.
We're talking about the person. A stingy planter gets what?
A stingy crop.
You all see it in the Message? A lavish planter what?
Gets a lavish crop.
So now, the focus is not on the planting. The focus is on the crop. What do you want as a return? You see what it says? Stingy means you didn't put as much out there as you could have. A stingy person is not concerned with what they give. They're more focused on what they got left. So you held back when you should have planted it all. A stingy planter gets a stingy crop. while you wanted a lavish crop. We're some of the craziest people in the whole world. We want a stock market that'll return $1 million off of a $2 investment. Newsflash. Sister Carolyn, if it worked like that, wouldn't we all have money? Watch this. A lavish planter gets a lavish crop. When you drive down Winter Green or you drive down Pleasant Road and you just see rolls of corn and rolls of corn and rolls of corn, what you know is, didn't a couple of guys go out there with a handful of seeds and did this? That's what you know. Not when you go out there and they all in a straight line. I don't care how you drive. Somebody took time. Somebody was deliberate. And newsflash, if you've ever done a garden, sometimes all you plant, Danny, don't come up. So if you want 100 ears of corn, guess what? You don't plant 100 seed. Because some of the 100 may not come up. And if my goal is 100, you might plant 2 or 300. Hey, the weather may cook some, animals may eat some, but at the end of the day, yeah, I want to go over and above because my goal is 100. How come when we give to God, we got it down to the penny? He says, I want what? Each of you to come on.
I want each of you to take plenty of time to think it over and make up your own mind what you will give.
And my giving is based on what? And that's why we keep going over this. And we will be here until 2016. We're going backwards, then we're going to go forward. Then we're going to be here 2037. Our giving is based on the crop. Look at your life. What do you need in a return? Well, we're making the point. If my goal is 100 ears of corn, I can't plant 100 seeds. Because if anything happens, I'm not going to get my number.
That's right.
All seeds don't produce. So in order to ensure I get my 100, I got to plant more.
It's better,
So watch this. Jamie, I may plant 200 or 300 seeds. But my goal is 100. If I plant 300 and I get 225, guess what?
Give it away.
I met my goal, and so now, whatever I needed to do with the 100, I got that, and now this 125 over, whatever. Whether I give it away, whether I choose to sell it, whether I choose it, whatever. Because see, most farmers, hey, you out here farming, you want to sell this in the marketplace to make a living, and you want to live off of what you sold. Watch this.
Pastor, when I was living in Oak Cliff at my dad's house, those who know me, I'm not, I don't like to be outside, but I just wanted to have a nice garden. And I mean, I took time with that. That was a big duty for me to do that. You have to go out there and water it. And then, till it and, all of that. And I would remember what you would say, how it had to go down in the ground and then come back up. And when it did that, I was so happy because I knew how stuff was grow. I didn't know. I just thought stuff just pop up, But when I knew how you plant stuff to go all the way down and then it come back up and then start, you start seeing your crop from that. Then I was just so excited about that. And I did. I had to go, many times I went back and forth because I didn't know how much to buy, so I bought more. And it turned out great. But you have to put work. You have to put work and time in there into that.
How big was the garden?
It wasn't that big, but it was right in the front of the house, and then I had pots. I had like, I think about 15 or so pots with seeds there, And I mean, I had to, you know, I was always scared that I would overwater it and it would die. So I made sure I didn't overwater it so that they would live. So it took some time.
So
And
now,
I didn't want Tracy and them to mess with it either. I wanted, that was my project. So I didn't
so
want
now, if the garden was the size of this room, how much work we putting in? I ain't hear you.
More than you can.
Every day,
every day you got to pick and you got to do something.
everything.
Because I don't know if you know the thing. See, when you throw seeds out there, it'd be birds up in the tree.
Wait.
Just move away just a little bit. And they all in the grass, digging off in the dirt, because they feel like this golden corral. Which is why you can't plant 100 seeds and expect 100 off the 100, because stuff happens. You got all kind of rabbits and everything else just waiting on stuff to grow because they want to eat too.
Yeah.
Watch this. He says, take plenty of time to think it over. Think what over? Think about the return. Think about, I have two options as a giver. It's right there in verse 6. I can be stingy or lavish. Every time, it's not only offering time, but when you see people, hey, they need something, and it's a giving situation, I can be stingy or lavish. When y'all go out to feed, it's two kind of plates you can make. I don't care how many people stand in line. Sister Kelly, there's two kind of plates you can make. It's the barbecue in the backyard plate, or it's the church plate. See, the church plate, we ration. I swear, man, there ain't nothing lavish on a church plate normally. We trying to make sure 500 folk can eat off of this. And what normally happens is you wind up with all this extra food on the back end because you were too stingy in the plates. So now, when you're doing up these plates, if anybody's ever gone to Sweet Georgia Brown, that's a lavish plate. Because see, most of the time you eat and put that up, and later on, it's as much almost to eat the second time as when you got it the first time. That's a lavish plate. All right? So now, he says, what kind of return do you want? When you stood in line for a plate, what kind you want? So you want a lavish plate, whether you eat it all or not. Watch this. You don't want a stingy plate, but watch this. When you're serving, what kind of plate do you serve? Watch this. He says, think about it. Make up your own mind what you will give based on what you want as a return. Look at the next part.
That will protect you against sob stories and arm twisting.
What do you think that means?
Somebody have to tell you to do it.
Jamie, see, when it's not in your heart, you the one gonna be crying. See, when we don't give, it doesn't put God in a position to return a blessing. Who's crying then? Not God. Why arm twisting? Because see, you know, Price, when you call certain people, oh, they got it. Yeah, but you almost got to twist their arm to get it from them, because why are you having to beg? Because you didn't do what you were supposed to make sure your resources were in place. He says, if you want a great crop, man, put some seed in the ground.
Yeah.
You ever pick greens till your hands was tired? And on the counter, in its natural state, you look at it on the counter and think what? Oh shoot, I got enough greens. Till you put them in the pot in the water. What the water do?
Shrink it down.
Shrink them down. And then when you look in the pot, after a while, what you realize?
You have enough.
See, now in your mind you start thinking funny. Somebody. Ain't gonna get no greens. Because on the counter, in its natural state, I thought I had more than enough. This is killer when I cooked it down. Where my greens go? Y'all watch this. Watch this. We do it all the time. See, we give what we give, and we really expecting God to just, whoo. And God is like, I don't get your arms out like that far. You don't give me like that off a $5 offering. You can bring your hands in a lot closer than that. Look at it. This protects you against sob stories and arm twisting. God says you can get out of certain lines of begging if you would just give like I blessed you to give. We ain't talking about the world, though. We're talking about church folk. Look at the last part of verse 7. God what?
God loves it when the giver delights in the giving.
You gotta program yourself to get excited that I got, you know what it's like. Have you ever been in a service and it was offering time and you didn't have nothing? Just me.
No.
Just me, man. Okay, 3 or 4 more folk. Paul, but did you want to give? Wanted to give and didn't have. At that moment, have you ever said a prayer to yourself? Depends on the church. So some churches want you to. Don't make people walk over you. But you embarrassed because you ain't got. Then he should do you like this. Even if you ain't got nothing, come up here and.
Yeah.
What am I touching the table for? So you didn't know the sensation. This ain't really about embarrassing you. This is about making a point that, you know what, God? Here's what you realize. He gives seed, so you were saying it even though you were saying it. If you bless me, let's say you had the first part. You just mismanaged it. If you bless me, the next time I pass this table, I'm going to have something to put on it. Watch this. God is faithful to his word. He give us something, but between giving us something and the table, what happened? We're in the Message version, 2 Corinthians 9:6. What was the first word of verse 6?
Remember.
Now, I told you there's 3 parts to that. What is it? Why do you need to get in your mind? You need to understand the point. It's something serious. After you get it in your mind, then what?
Familiar storage space.
You got to put it in a storage place. Why?
Go back.
You ever hear something from yourself?
Yeah.
You too good. The problem is you didn't put it in a familiar place. See, when it's serious, you put it in a familiar place because when I want this, I need to be able to go right there and get where I put it. So he said, make sure you understand the principle, get it in your mind and put it in a familiar place because number 3, I got to cross-reference this to something. Wait a minute, wait. So when I have a need, I can work the system of God or I can beg. What do most of us pick? You won't say it loud.
Yeah.
Which means you're in your will and not, because God is not a beggar. Nor does he expect his children to be. Mother, when I worked security in Dillard's, too many times to count. I call good kids still. Calling mom and daddy up there. Mom and daddy come. Well, we don't check their pockets and all, the police do, so. Parents get there. What do you steal? We show them what they steal. They don't even look at us, they look at the kid. Where your money at?
You got money
In my pocket. Take it out. But then they take the money out of their pocket and it was more than enough to buy what they stole. I gave you money to buy. Why are you in here stealing? Watch this. God gives us a system that enables us to buy like we wanna, but we're having to steal. Why? Because we got the system of God in our pocket and won't use it. Watch this. So when we read verses 6 and 7, he says that's to the giver. You give like you want to receive. So based on our past giving, what have we proven to ourselves? You ain't got but two options. So that you're either going to be stingy or lavish. It's in the message. We're in the message. 2 Corinthians 9, 6 and 7. So based on our giving, where are we? You won't say it loud. You know if you're begging or not. You know if money is tight. If money is tight, you're stingy. And the records validate. God says when you honor the system, you don't just have enough. Watch this. Now when we respond, when we give, watch what God does. Look at verse 8 in the message.
God can pour on the blessings in astonishing ways so that you're ready for anything and everything.
Stop. What did it say?
God gonna make it extra.
What, how do we initiate God? Did you see it? 7 in it, God loves when the giver delights in giving. See, when you delight in giving, you're not a stingy giver. When God sees that it says God doesn't give blessings, he pours. It shocks you the way he does it. It's in the verse. In astonishing ways so that you are what?
Ready
Read the next part.
for anything,
And
everything.
Everything.
so then you're saving for an elaborate fish tank. That's going to probably cost about $5 grand. Now you're on your way. But in the meantime, while you're saving your money to get your fish tank, your mama's microwave break. Oh, wow. Well, everybody uses the microwave. Now everybody doing this trying to figure out how we're going to really want to anticipate it breaking down. But then you realize I'm on the way to, even though this is from an elaborate fish tank, I got what it take.
Right, microwave.
Right.
Watch this. And I don't have to get the cheap one.
Yeah,
I ain't got to get the most expensive one either, Sister Net.
yeah.
I can find somewhere in the middle, get it, be a blessing to the whole house,
Right, right.
and even though it'll put me a little back, I'm still on the to where I'm going.
Yes.
And what you're going to see is you're not back. You gave to be a blessing to your house. And God says, when you give, I pour. Now, we missed the pouring part, Price went, I really don't want to buy no microwave.
Took the chair away.
That ain't cheerful.
That's not cheerful.
See, we miss God. God says, when you give with a cheerful heart, I pour with a cheerful heart. It ain't what I need. Look at you. So that you're ready for anything and everything. Read the rest.
More than just ready to do what needs to be done, as one psalmist put it, he throws caution to the winds, giving to the needy in reckless abandon. His right living, right giving ways never run out, never wear out.
Watch this. Keep going.
This most generous God who gives seed to the farmer that becomes bread for your meal is more than extravagant with you.
Are you listening to this?
He gives you something you can then give away, which grows into full form lives, robust in God, wealthy in every way, so that you can be generous in every way, producing with us great praise to God.
You're missing all of this. How do we expect God to be generous and we're stingy?
Yeah.
Now, this most generous God who gives seed to the farmer, the farmer plants it, it becomes bread that's on our table. More than extravagant with you. God gives us something that we can then give away. How do we make it? If he's giving you stuff and you're giving it away, how do you make it? You want to say it loud? Watch this. If I give to Rosalind, what happens? Watch this. And she doesn't have to give. You're missing all of this. If I was moved to give, it's because it was a need. And so if my giving met her need and my giving created a need, all I can know is the God who makes the rules. Says when I give with a cheerful heart, her need is met, but my meeting her need just created a need.
That's right.
But then before I know anything, here comes Mother Deborah. Pastor Lord, moving on my heart to give you this. Wow. Her giving may or may not have created a need in her house, Jamie. Let's say her giving created a need. But when she gave to me, my need was met. That was created when
You gave
but now her covering me just made
a need for her?
the heck I'm Dorothy. I don't know why the Lord put you on my mind, Mother Deborah. I just want to come out and be a blessing to you. Is anybody getting this?
Yeah.
And before you know it,
Full circle.
because it keeps all of us in the place where God has got to do something. If we all millionaires sit up in here and we giving $15 and $20, in your own reality, guess who you don't need? I got this. Listen to this. The most generous God. The most generous God. He gives you something that you then can give away, which grows into full form lives. We enable people to live as God has ordained. Jesus said, I came that you might have life and have more abundantly, not beg. Who would have been broke before? I don't know why some of y'all didn't put up both hands and both feet and levitated in midair. Y'all have been broke. Y'all have put up your hands and say not broke. How many of y'all never had some money before?
What?
Had some money?
Never had some money?
Had some money?
Past it.
What kind of money?
Money that didn't make you feel like you was broke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one is better?
Had.
Go ahead.
I'm talking about you done paid all your bills and still got money.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the gas is filled and you still got money.
Right.
Which is better?
That part.
See, when everything is clear, Bryce, and you still got money, do you notice how you don't dodge people, Sister Carolyn? People still holding the sign on the street corner, But when you got all your bills covered, you done just came to the restaurant, you burp because you done ate and you feeling good, you full, fat, full, and free. See, you're more likely to let the window down.
God bless
Give
you.
my $5, $10.
Man, here. They rather say God bless you. No, brother. No, sister. God bless you. You feel differently when you got money versus when you're broke.
You struggle.
God says you can feel like that
All the time.
all the time.
Yes.
Struggle.
You know your whole demeanor changes when you got money.
You walk even change.
Church over we didn't eat. You hungry? I'm hungry. Do you know your hunger palate changes when you got money? All you gotta do is look there. I've been talking which way.
Yeah, I'll shoot.
Figure out something.
Yeah, I'll shoot now.
So I know which way to.
Right, navigate.
Yeah.
Because you know certain highways your food stuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing over there on that highway. Figure out what you want so we know which way to drive. It's a difference, yes.
You know, I was just gonna say, as you were talking about LaDarren saving up for the fish tank, but he blesses his household. Who's to say with God, the 5,000, he may come up and have the thing on sale for 2,500 just because he blessed the house. He trying to save for 5. You know, God will, you know, and may have some money left over. You know, yeah.
How many know the scripture says with God all?
All things are
Possible.
How many know the very stuff we want, somebody has had it and tired of it?
Yeah.
Everybody hear nothing I'm saying.
Come on now.
And see, when we're connected with God, God is connected with everybody. And before you know it, the thing you thought would take all of your resources, here come God. All right? But now there's a certain element, Paul, where we got to trust God. Now, here's the reference point. You know, when we were in Mesquite, my son wanted me to take him to, the drums at the church. Can I go practice? Tired of going to church, and so, in your mind, I need drums at the house. So he thinking about saving his money, all these. He sent me pictures every day, and in my mind, I already know. Okay, February is right around the corner. Our lease is going to end, and there's a good possibility these drums could be coming to the house. And I'm steady telling him, just save your money. No. Like us, we're very impatient. Don't want to wait. As if we're going to miss something in God. Watch this. And this becomes the portrait of our reality. Now, Dick, he trying to save money, all right? So I happen to mention something to the pastor here, and I see him trying to wait. He's trying to get him a set. He said, a drum set. They had a set when they bought that set. And when they bought that set, the set that they had went in that library. He said, it's a whole drum set in there. He could have it for free. I just need him to come get it. Watch this. But it wasn't an up-to-date set. I'm trying to show you us though. So we took it home, Dick, but we didn't really like it because we're used to the set that was at the church. It's an up-to-date set.
No different. Different color.
Yeah, up-to-date set that his daddy got for him. We don't want the old set. And I'm steady telling him, see, son, if you were serious, I know drummers that's to turn buckets over.
Yeah.
Got their mama's pots. Just to make a beat. And tell her, it will kill for just this little piece of set you're talking about. But okay. And just a few days after that, we came here, the church set, went to the house. Now he's got a set to practice on every day. Now ask me what a church set is. Go ahead, it's okay. I have a better response. could you just turn just a little bit? Yeah.
Buddy, what I said?
She's talking to you.
What I said? Where you said it?
Where the church said is what she's asking you.
Oh, in my closet.
You still paying
He
that?
got it stacked up real neat. It's organized in his closet.
But he hustling to save money because he wants a
Up-to-date.
up-to-date set so he can
Play on.
practice.
But he still
And
paying.
he got an up-to-date set for free, and it's
That's the one you gonna give away.
When you think you want something so bad.
That's the one you gonna give somebody, right?
I'm trying to show you something. See, we press God like if I don't get this, I'm gonna die.
Yes.
God make it available, and in a little while it's in our closet. And God is saying, I thought you really wanted that. So see, when God don't give us everything we beg for, that we get an attitude with God, and God say, but I know everything.
Yeah.
You begging me for it, but when I give it to you, it's gonna go in your closet. God, I want more clothes, not to wear, just to hang up in the closet. Watch this. Look at 12 in the message. We're almost there. I want you to see this.
Carrying out this.
Everybody got the message on your phone? Come on.
Carrying out this social relief work involves far more than helping meet the bare needs of poor Christians.
See, don't get it twisted. This is far. Did you see it? Carrying out this social. Why is it social relief? Not only is the church not doing it,
The world not doing it.
people ain't doing it either. And as a result, what are they doing out there? Begging. Newsflash.
Big in the church.
What's going on in here?
Big.
When it wasn't the will of God. Why? I put a system in place. What's the problem? When the government shut down, nobody cared until they said, won't be no food stamps or Medicaid next month. Sister Carolyn, folk got serious then. What was the real message? The whole world missed it. You know what the real message was? If I'm going to depend on somebody, I need to learn how to depend on God.
That's right.
Because this wicked, corrupt government is playing games with folks' lives. Because the folk who shut the government down, their life didn't shut down. Oh, they was eating every day. They had everything they needed. It only affected a certain poor element of the country, which should have sent a signal out to somebody. Come on.
I was just thinking about what you said earlier about the Jews, how they're using the system. So regardless of how they're living now, they're using the system because that's even, you look at the entertainment industry and how they invest in these rappers all this money because they know it's a return gonna come behind that huge investment that they put in this one rapper. And it's like, wow. But then you look at the rapper, he don't have nothing invested in just his gift. And they're using that gift to reap the benefits of it. And then when they retire, whatever happens, they don't have no rights to their music, nothing. But they done died, their music's still going on, and here they still reaping the benefits from what they done sold into.
The one who knows
The system.
the game. That's the street term. And knowing the game means a system go with it.
Yep.
Carrying out this social relief work involves far more than helping meet the bare needs of poor Christians. What else does it do? It's right there in the verse. Come on, it also what? Produces
Abundant
And-
and bountiful thanksgivings to God.
abundant is not enough. abundant by definition is more than enough. I planted seed because I need 100 ears of corn. God blessed me with 225. What was that? That's the bare definition of abundance.
Yeah, more.
Give you definition of wealth. This is the base definition of wealth. If you couldn't work anymore and you had to live off of what you had in savings, how long can you live?
Boy, I just heard that other day.
Just think about that. That is the definition of wealth, Jamie. If I could not work anymore after today, how long could you and your family live off of what you got saved right now?
Based on how we live.
So you got to shake your head? Well, one thing you know, you ain't got wealth.
Nope.
And what in my mindset am I angling in God to be in that position? You can only do two things with money. You work for money, or you teach money to work for you.
Yeah.
What do most of us do?
Work for money.
Work for money.
You know what rich folk do?
Trying to work for them.
They make it work for them.
See, because Mother Deborah, if you own a donut shop, who's at the donut shop at 5:30, 4:30, 5:30 in the morning making donuts?
One that work for money.
Your workers. Where are you at?
Yeah.
At home sleep. And every donut they sell, while you making money. So when it gets so good, you buy 2 donut shops. So it's 2 sets of folk up at 3 and 4 o'clock making donuts while
Sleep.
that's your money. It says, when we give, carrying out this social relief, read it 100 times. It's more than just meeting the needs of the poor, y'all. He says, what about abundant living?
Right.
Giving produces that. When we learn how to give generously, it's right there in the verse, y'all. Read the rest of it. This relief
offering is a prod to live at your very best.
Stop. Why aren't we living our very best? See, Dorothy, to live better, I have to. It's nice when you can get what you want and not have to get what you need.
Yeah.
You shop differently when you can go down each aisle of whatever grocery store you go down to and just get, you know, I've been wanting to try this.
Yeah.
See that, but when you're in there with $20,
Yeah,
Get a list.
You gotta get what you need.
I didn't hear you, Dick.
You gotta get what you need.
Watch this. Keisha, it's a whole lot down the aisles when you.
ain't what you can afford.
Why I gotta stay on the shelf? And with $20, there's some stuff in the basket you done looked at it 8 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, you already counted. Yes, sir.
And hope with tax. She don't say more than $20. Anything else, Sister Kelly? It's just me. That's got your account, and then she rung it up, and then she didn't say the price more than what you got. Oh, I ain't. Now, this is a whole nother level of embarrassment. Because now it's 35 people in the line behind you. Pulling in and all the way forward doing this. Now, y'all ain't nothing in here but bread, eggs, milk, toilet tissue. Now, we gotta put something back. Now you sitting there going, oh Lord. pause is because ain't no extras in this cart. Ain't no splurging in this cart. Everything in this cart. This is what my family sent me to the store for. I really can't afford to put none of it back. But it's more than. And while you sitting there embarrassing, ain't nothing more heartwarming than for God to have made sure this day one of mine is in the line behind you. You ain't hearing nothing I'm saying. Don't know you from the man on the moon and see you struggling with what to put back. This ain't about what church you go to. This ain't about what you believe. This ain't about what nationality you are.
That's right.
This ain't about nothing. All this is about is how good has God been to you. If you ain't never been there, sister, all you know is, hey, what he owe? What's she owe?
Yeah.
What's the difference? Don't worry about it. Bring it up. I got it. You know, you ain't got enough thank yous in you.
Right.
Because I wasn't splurging. My family need all of this. Well, newsflash. In just a little while, God gonna have you in line.
Yeah.
Behind somebody counting out pennies.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Amen. Can't wait.
This ain't for them.
Yeah.
All God want to know is, can you, the first word in verse 6, can you read? Remember when that was,
Remember,
let me see if you can really remember.
Come on now. Yeah.
That's right.
Let's see, today in the grocery store is a different experience.
That's right.
I got $200 worth of groceries, but I got $100 on my pocket.
Oh my God.
And I got $100 today because ain't no telling. See, I just needed $2 or $3. But when the lady gets to ring it up, this lady needs $15 or $20. It ain't about how much she needs. Did somebody cover you when it was your turn?
Yes, sir.
When I blessed you just for today, I want to know, can you remember? Yes, come on.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Lord Jesus.
Oh, I was just saying that for me many times. Just like, okay, put this back, put that back, this back, this back. And one day she was ahead of me, she wasn't behind me. She stayed right there. And what it was, my cart went swipe. And it kept going, and I was like, oh, I had such and such on here. I'm steady swiping the card. She said, this is fine, and that's all there. And I'm like, no, because I got the money on there. I'm saying, so the lady said, don't worry about it. And she just gave me a bill. And she said, Merry Christmas. And, you know, and it wasn't even Christmas yet, you know, whatever, nowhere near Christmas or whatever. She just said, Merry Christmas. I said, no. She said, take it. And she just stood there and waited. And she paid for my stuff. And then another time, I was at Walmart and getting ready to ring up some stuff. You know, I had some big stuff for me to save and all that, so I was calling for this car and all that. And somebody just walked up and just swiped the car and paid for all my stuff.
It's a game changer. See, when God has been generous to you, it enables you to be generous to somebody else. It's a whole different mindset. It changes the game.
Yeah.
Now, watch this. See, some of us are almost cheerful givers. And so what God will do sometime, Deke, is he has to condition us.
Yes, sir.
So you might be without for a while. Then this ain't even about you. This is about what will God do. So now, when somebody has cheerfully come through for you, all that means is, your God is like that. Your time is coming.
Right.
Everybody's hand don't always stay like this.
Right.
Right.
Sometimes God will turn your hand.
All right now.
Yeah.
Right
Yes,
now.
he will.
Word of God.
He turns it if you remember.
Yes.
Yeah. So when you given the opportunity, that's why this ain't just about what we give in church. Are you reading this?
Yes, sir.
He said, this is more than that. This relief offering is a pride to live. Come on, man. We can do better than this. It's a part to live at your very best.
I told her, everybody know I've been unemployed for a minute, and I got a call, you know how you just know, I couldn't even thought of this to happen like this. A job was gonna be given to our daughter, Ashley. She turned it down, and she said, but my mom needs a job. And they was like, oh, well, what's your mom's name? And so they said, she told her name and everything. She said, I know your mom was just on an assignment with us. And she said, well, yeah, my mom, that's my mom and whatever. She said, okay, well, let me call. So make a long story short, I'm working. I'm working, and I mean, it happened so quick. I mean, it just turned. I couldn't even thought of it to be the way that it is. And y'all know we ain't no car. I mean, this is a bad time for us. I don't think I've ever experienced a time as this. But when we get through this storm, there's some things I forgot that I'm gonna remember.
Amen.
Okay, I'm gonna remember this time around. Okay, because some stuff I've had a long period of time that I just had to sit and wait. And Sister Lady B, y'all know I like shoes, and I said, you know what? My shoes have not worn out. I'm able to still wear my shoes because God just said you don't need to go in the store. Don't go. You don't have money to go in the store. You don't need to buy nothing. You don't need to. You got enough clothes in that closet to make it work. Go in there and touch something you ain't never touched, and I'm fine with that, because next time around, there's some stuff I ain't gonna do. My closet ain't gonna look like it did many times before. But I am thankful that God had showed, all of us are working. Aaron, Ashley, we all working. Where we all can come together as a family to get through this, whatever this is that we're going through. We know what it is. Us in our house, we know what it is. And God is just showing us that this, y'all got to do better. Y'all didn't do good before. Y'all got to do better with what y'all have. And I've given him all the thanks and glory because I know. And then like I was telling Pastor them today, this is not going to be my last job. I got something else going on. So God is not finished with me. I'll be telling y'all about my next job in a couple of weeks from now. So I just want to give him all the glory and thanks for looking out for us through this storm that it's been some times I didn't want to get up out of my bed. It was times, and I know I'm looking at Aaron. I'm like, Aaron ain't supposed to be taking care of me. I'm supposed to be taking care of her. I get up quick, and I'm wiping down stuff. I'm just appreciating what God has given me to take care of, and I'm gonna do better. I promise you, I'm gonna do better this time around. The next time around.
And we ready to pray. We say it's our worst time, but if it's on the journey, then it don't matter. And the reality is, we are managers. We have to learn how to manage the highs of our life, and we got to learn how to manage the lows of our life. Wherever you are in life, as a manager, it don't change.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got a stockroom full of stuff, and sometimes you wait on the truck to come. It don't change your manager status. You still got to run the store. When you got a lot of stuff, when you ain't got but little stuff. And that's what God is waiting on. Because at the end of the day, while we're saying, oh, this is the worst time of my life. Have you lost weight? Did you see that move? Did you see that move right there? Now, how are you maintaining and gaining weight in your poor season?
Come on now.
It can't be that poor.
Yeah.
You finding a way to eat every day.
Yep.
Because God is providing even in the poor season. Father, we thank and we praise you so much for the opportunity to recover. We didn't do nothing for you yesterday, but you woke us up today with brand new mercies,
Yeah.
but also brand new opportunities to accomplish today in you and for you what we did not accomplish yesterday. Thank you for having a system in place that allows us to navigate life in a higher plane than we have been. God, help us to realize, just like airplanes, we've been destined for higher. From the ground to the sky, clouds, turbulence, all kind of stuff. Sometimes planes having to fly through lightning and storm. But when it gets to where it was designed, ain't nothing up there but clear skies. Smooth sailing. God, help us to know when we live based on the system you have placed with us, we can live higher than we've been living. And the air, atmosphere, and the flying will be so much smoother. We see clearer when we fly above the storm. All for your glory, honor, and praise. In Jesus' name, amen.